Okay, so first of all, he didn't sleep with her once. He slept with her multiple times across a few weeks. So he doesn't regret sleeping with her, he regrets being caught. All right, let's look at some questions. I've got a bit of doozy here. So, my question is too long. This is when I asked people if they wanted to ask me questions. So I'm going to go through this and let's make sense of it, break it down together, right? Because I think this is really important. These kind of long-winded questions, it's a simple question, I think. There's a few questions, but the way it's come out is all the details. My question is long, but I found out my partner cheated on me. So that's the most important detail right here. He was in Sydney, he is stuck in Sydney while I was in Melbourne due to COVID-19. We decided to recover our relationship. I left him a couple of days ago, but I decided to give him a second chance because he showed me his genuine remorse and fight for me. So we'll come back to that. I wasn't coping well with the separation as a standalone. Now this has happened and I'm struggling even more on how we should begin our long distance process to mending and healing this relationship. Have you got any tips on how to regain that trust from a physical distance? Things I should do for myself during this time of isolation? Tips on how I can heal my mind and soul? So see how there's a few different questions, but different things going on there. My relationship was the only thing I was certain of during this time of uncertainty, which, of course, is it ironic? It's false, because you can't be certain, well, you can be certain that someone is cheating on you, so they're not actually fighting for you. I'm hurt, I'm torn, I feel betrayed and alone right now. My heart goes to you because it feels fucking awful. Please, anything will help me. Now, I asked for a bit of clarification in terms of the timing and stuff, like he's in Sydney stuck in isolation, she's in Melbourne stuck in isolation. Was the cheating now? Was it previous? No, he cheated me prior to lockdowns. We're both performers, we travel a lot, all this kind of stuff. He began cheating towards the end of February with a girl that was in his show. Then he flew back to Sydney. She lived in Sydney, so he was sleeping with her up until mid-March. That's a few weeks. Then the laws became stricter and his show got cancelled. I sensed something was happening, but I never brought it up because I convinced myself I was creating false realities in my head. So we've got to have the conversation, people. Even if it's not going to be true, you can say, look, I'm concerned something's going on. This could be false, but I would like your support and reassurance. I also had... Meanwhile, I'm flying back and forth from Sydney to Melbourne. The last time he slept with her was on the night of his second show closing early, which was a week after I actually flew to Sydney to spend his birthday weekend with him. I asked him if he had slept with someone and he told me the truth. Okay, good on him. He outed it there. And naturally I told him I was leaving, but he really showed his remorse. He called the girl he had been sleeping with and expressed to her how he regretted sleeping with her and that it should have never happened. Okay, so first of all, he didn't sleep with her once. He slept with her multiple times across a few weeks. So he doesn't regret sleeping with her, he regrets being caught. That's really important here, all right? I came clean. He needs to come clean. I came clean with what had been bothering me in our relationship, and he was willing to make improvements and change if it meant not losing me, sorry. I'm so confused, because what hurts the most is that I hate that I still love him during all this. Sometimes love isn't enough, okay? I feel like a fool for giving him a second chance because he had the luxury of being a fuckhead. Yeah, alright? It was acting from a hurt place, and I can have compassion towards someone who's doing that. But here's my major point. He doesn't get access to your heart. And what is a challenge for you right now is this distance. So here's the thing with distance and things like now, is that I think it's amazing that you've got this distance. He needs to not be in your life right now. You need to have some real space from him. So you can figure out healing and grieving, and also figure out what you really want, what you deserve, because I can tell you right now you deserve more than being cheated on by someone. Yes, he came clean when you confronted him with it. Yes, he rang her up and said, I regret sleeping with you, which is also a pretty shitty move to do. Hey, guess what? I slept with you for 3 weeks. You knew I had a partner. I regret that. I regret sleeping with you. That's going to hurt her quite a lot. She might not have known. Like, holy shit, there's a lot going on here. So distance is good. But one of the dangers with distance is that we message and message and message, and that creates more of a want. Because if you were together, there'd be more of the, this fucker betrayed me. But now distance is, I think, often has the potential to create false want or heightened kind of desire and want. Because it's that thing we can't have, and so we want it even more. So there's a danger for you right now, which is why I really suggest no contact. You need to focus on you. and he doesn't get access right now because he's acted like a dick. And even though he says he regrets it and he doesn't want to lose you, his actions were those of which lose someone because he chose someone else. And so what I'm hearing, and there's a few other things in here, but what I'm hearing right now is, I never realized how much I took granted for the luxury of physical closure in a relationship. So closure is a challenge, but it's yours to choose. There's an element of dependency on this guy in this relationship that has led to you losing yourself a bit. It should be a clear red flag. You can do whatever you want, but in my opinion, it should be a clear red flag if someone is consistently choosing to cheat on you, that they don't get access to you anymore. How do we work towards a different relationship? How do I regain trust whilst being apart? We have such a restriction. So the isolation thing, it might seem like a barrier, but it's not right now. Trust for him is a very steep hill to climb. And so you get to go on trusting in your life, but he, if you're ever going to trust him again, has to earn it, right? So every relationship, broadly speaking, there's 100%. You're responsible for your 100% of your 50%, and he's responsible for 100% of his 50%. However, what that means is I impact some of yours. He's impacted some of yours by affecting your ability to trust yourself and others. So that's on him. That's on him right now. He wants his cake, and he wants to shove his face full of that cake too. And guess what? No. I feel like this isolation is a gift for him to sit with what he's done and learn some lessons about himself. For you, my heart goes out to you. I encourage you to sit and grieve and understand that sometimes love isn't enough, and that he's caused pain for you, and you get to heal through this and learn some things for yourself. Obviously this is complicated and there's lots going on. I hope that helps. I hope that helps anyone else who's in a situation like this. Of course they're all different, but consistent cheating is a very clear message. Right? Pay attention to those messages.